information about assisted suicide and facts about why it should be legal. Specifically, I will be telling you about the Brittany Maynard case. You have been told by 3 separate credible doctors that your disease is terminal and there is no cure. The doctors explain to you the path your disease will follow will be so excruciatingly painful that the only thing they will be able to do for you is to put you in a medically induced coma and keep you heavily sedated until your demise. The unknown factor here is how long you will remain like this until your body succumbs to the disease. First, let me begin by telling you a little about Brittany that I found at people.com. Brittany was a 29-year-old newlywed that was diagnosed with terminal brain cancer. The brain cancer was called glioblastoma, and she had stage 4. She moved from California to Oregon to have access to the state's Death with Dignity Act. Brittany said where assisted suicide is legal, some people's lives are ended without their consent through mistakes and abuse. She said no safeguards have ever been enacted or even proposed that can prevent this outcome, which can never be undone. Everyone has the right to choose how they want to live and how they want to die. Economic factors should be considered here as well. Why should a person who is terminal be required to pay for this enormous cost of life support when the end result is known? Assisted suicide allows the person to determine when there is no quality of life. Brittany said on October 24, 2014, that her dream is that every terminally ill American has access to the choice to die on their own terms with dignity. Now you can make it a true option for millions across the country. Next, let me answer some questions that you may have. Is this a moral act? Choosing the day of your death when you are already dying of a terminal illness can be a moral act. Many Americans told this to the Pew Research Center in a 2013 survey on the end-of-life views. This has been a debate for years now. The slippery slope argument against physician-assisted dying is a rhetorical tool used by people who want to decide for others what they should or should not do. Is this forced on people? No one makes people choose this. It is just an option to have if you have a terminal illness. Not that many people ask for a prescription, and not all who get a prescription ever even use it. What do you call Maynard's choice? She does not call it suicide. She says in the face of an incurable tumor, she just wants to die as she lived, a person of self-determination. Some choose better time, not longer time. They choose to be home, not in a hospital. If you can't talk with your friends and family, is your time even valuable? Brittany had little to look forward to except for seizures, nausea, changes in personality, and mental impairment. Treatment might postpone her death, but it will not avert it. She knew what was going to happen to her months down the road. She was only given 6 months to live after she was diagnosed with stage 4 glioblastoma in April. So she chose November 1st to be the date that she would leave this world in peace. Brittany explains her decision this way. My glioblastoma is going to kill me, and that's out of my control. I've discussed with many experts how I would die from it, and it is terrible, a terrible way to die. Being able to choose to go with the dignity is way less terrifying. She knew for a fact that what she was going to deal with, and here are some ending stages of this terrible disease. The body turns ice cold, and the skin turns a faded color. This is a normal indication that the circulation of blood is decreasing to the body's extremities and being reserved for the most vital organs. She will become disoriented and lost and does not even know who her loved ones are. The person may have gurgling sounds coming from his or her chest that sounds like marbles rolling around. She will have a decrease in oxygen circulation to the brain and metabolism changes. She will have shallow breaths that will happen with periods of no breathing of 5 to 30 seconds and up to a full minute. She will have an increase in the amount of seizures that she is having. No one but you can decide on this matter. Life and death is a personal decision because each state makes their own decision to get assisted suicide legalized. In all states, you should write emails and letters to your state senators and congressmen. Therefore, assisted suicide will go on the ballot for you to vote so you can make it legalized. If you were diagnosed with a terminal illness or an incurable disease, or faced an accident that required you to stay in the hospital bed for the rest of your life, or only a machine that can keep you alive, wouldn't you do what Brittany did? Why not end the suffering if you have the power?